It's the guru of Golden Retriever Energy, one half of your mama's favorite tag team, them out of town shooters country here. That's right, Zach Hendrix, and you know I'm drinking at Moe's.
This is Drinkin at Mo's, where we talk about the pros of pro wrestling in the Midwest while sipping on some brews with blessed beers and wrestling. That's my scene. Death matches and lucha libre, it's also mean. I'm a straight up smart goofball, not no kiss ass. I stand tall when it comes to wrestling. I'm the king. I know every move, every fling. Get ready for a wild time with Drinkin at Mo's, where we don't quit. Drinkin at Mo's, that's where it's at, like a power bomb. We hit hard, never flat. Fucking right, we're living the dream. Talking about wrestling, always a scream.
You know, I've always said here at Drinkinatmos, just because it says drinking at Mo's does not mean it has to be alcoholic. So I'm happy to say Drinking at Mo's is sponsored by Prince Nana Coffee. The exact same guy you see every week on Dynamite, on Collision. Yes, he has his own coffee, and it's freaking delicious. They don't even roast those beans until you've placed your order. And you might be telling me, hey, Big Mo, I'm more of a tea guy. They got you covered there too. Use the referral link in the description of this video. And let's get you dancing like Prince Nana with Prince Nana Coffee. All right, everybody, welcome Drinking at Mo's. Big Mo here. You know the drill. YouTube, like, subscribe, share, comment, all that good stuff. YouTube's algorithm's a pain in my ass. Where most places you can find the audio platforms too. Don't forget about those. Today, I'm excited to have with me Zach Hendrix. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you, Big Mo?
Oh, I can't complain. I mean, I don't drink on the podcast nearly as much as I have, but the crazy day I kind of had, I'm like, I'm drinking something.
I feel you. I'm not a big drinker, but every once in a blue moon, it's nice to have like a ice cold brew.
Oh yeah, no, I'm with you on that one. Although this Saturday it's going to be kind of for a little peek into something I got coming up this Saturday. My wife and I are going to be going to Lincoln, Nebraska to go to the Nebraska USC game.
Oh, hell yeah.
We live like an hour from Lincoln. My family has had season tickets since like that long sellout streak they got since that started.
So you guys are diehards.
Yes, very,
You
very
guys
much
do all
so.
the tailgating?
I've done it, and it gets a little crazy.
Oh yeah, I went to Ball State University, so like we would I remember driving in my Honda Civic and like have four guys in the car and each one of us had our hands out holding the table on the roof so we can have a beer pong table set up
Yeah,
because it couldn't fit in the trunk because we had everything else there.
yeah. It's it gets a little nuts on the interstate going to Lincoln from where I live in Omaha because especially on like either the games that start right around noon or the night games, man, you got to get to Lincoln early because that traffic is just going to be nuts.
Stands. Yeah,
Yeah.
I bet those bigger cities.
Oh, yeah. And especially seeing as how the team is doing a lot better than they have been the last, like, after the last 3 years, they've started to really do better. So it's like, yeah, people are really starting to really get into it again. So crossing our fingers, we're already bowl eligible, so that's something. That
Hell yeah.
like last season, we were like it wasn't bowl eligible until like one of the last two games. So the fact that we got a handful of games left, it's nice. It's nice that we're already there.
You already get ready for the bowl and like you guys are set up pretty well for it.
as of right now, like we don't want to slip. They don't want to slip up any, but you know.
Yeah, don't get too comfortable. Keep it going, but like we're in a
Oh
good
yeah.
spot right now.
Oh yeah. And you know what? I want to go into something that I noticed right now a little bit later, but I'm noticing your hoodie, and
Oh,
I'm a huge Simpsons guy. Like you got. Oh man, yep.
I, I'm pretty much well known for the state. I'm the Simpsons guy. Like, I love the Simpsons. Big collector. They just came out with like a Simpsons Jack's Line Pacific, like
Oh
with like
yeah.
2 inch, 5 inch. I have them all. I got the big figures like Krusty, Funzo, and all that. So, and then I
Nice.
got some Simpson tattoos as well. So I'm
Oh,
pretty into it.
oh, sweet. Yeah. Nope. I quote, and I've actually, speaking of Husker games, I've actually used my one of my favorite quotes from The Simpsons while waiting for a Husker game. At one of the pregame things they had there, they had a row of porta potties, and I was like, "Damn it, I gotta go." Well, I went in, and you remember the episode where Sideshow Bob is thinking of you know, blowing up Springfield from the Springfield Air Show.
Yep, yep. Or he's like in the helium balloon.
Yep, and they start going through the whole base. They get to the row of porta potties and it's like empty, empty, empty. Oh, there's Grandpa. This elevator only goes to the bottom. Someone may. I literally said that coming out of the porta potties, and everybody was practically on the ground laughing.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah, made my day. Well, before we go on to too big of a tangent on Simpsons, because I'm sure we're going to talk about more Simpsons in a little bit. But the thing I like to start off with everybody with is what got you started as a fan of wrestling, and then what got you deciding to make the leap in.
Yep. So I grew up with the Attitude Era. I was a big Degeneration X fan. I loved Road Dogg and Billy Gunn. Road Dogg was my guy. I love when I tell people my all-time favorite wrestlers, Road Dogg, and they give me that look because majority of people, it's like The Rock, Taker, Stone Cold, But when I grew up, I liked like all the mid card guys. I liked
Oh,
Dean Malenko, Eddie Guerrero. I mean, even when he rose up, like I loved all that. But yeah, big fan. I started like TNA really helped me out. I love the X Division.
oh
Uh,
yeah,
Motor City Machine Guns. I loved them even back in the day. AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, Christopher Daniels. Like it was just different at the time. Old school Ring of Honor. When I was a kid, I would go on this website. It used to have like South Park drawings of wrestlers, and
oh yeah,
I saw a picture of CM Punk, and then it said he was signed with WWE, but he came from Ring of Honor. And I was like, "What's Ring of Honor?" So I looked that up, and I saw the pure style, and just loved all the technical, like Code of Honor. And again, it was a more of a fight feel, not like where WWE, like WWE's like story based, where this was more of a high impact. So it was just super cool.
yeah.
Um, I went to college. I was going to try doing wrestling, but then went to college, got my degrees, got a job offer out to in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And when I moved out here, because I'm originally from Indiana, I had no friends, no one. I was like, how do I go meet people? And like, how do I even build like everyone's like, oh, go to a Starbucks or go to the bar. I'm like, it's really weird at 27 to go walk up to a bar and be like, hey guys, you all want to hang out? But
A little, yeah.
yeah, but I had tickets for All In, and I went to All In, and I just watched it, just feeling that energy and all that. I just thought to myself, I'm like, yo, I'm like getting pretty older. Like, it's either now I gotta sign up or never because I don't want to grow up and be like in my 40s or 50s and sitting on the couch watching it and wondering what if.
Yeah,
So I made the jump. I found a camp, and like the rest was history.
that is awesome. Like I got introduced a little bit before that. I mean, uh, yes, I'm 42, but like that era was like peak wrestling stuff for me too. Like, yeah, I'm a Stone Cold guy, yes, But yeah, I
My
love.
fiance's a big Stone Cold girl. Like, she said she was the weird wrestling girl in high school. All the other girls were wearing like dressing up and all that. She was rocking Austin 316 shirts, and like when we got together, she gave me a new appreciation of the old school. Like, I became a huge fan of Razor Ramon.
Uh,
I like as a heel, I'll watch Mr. Perfect or Ted
oh,
DiBiase and
oh
stuff of
yeah,
that nature. And she sends me clips where she's like, where I can mix in like the new school style with like the old school feel.
oh yeah. No, I definitely get that, and there's a good appeal there. But Road Dogg, definitely a fan of him too. I mean, I practically memorized the ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. I
Oh yeah, I know the
and
whole spiel.
oh yeah, the whole spiel. And if you remember his podcast, that the guy that he used to have co-host with him, Ryan Katz, I've had him on.
That's awesome. No, one of my coolest stories was when I did a Road Dog seminar, and when I met him, I told him he was my all-time favorite wrestler, and like I'm pretty sure he's heard it before, but he just said, "Oh, I've never heard that one before," and like so like it was cool. And then I've done extra work for a TNA. At the time, Road Dog was there, and I did like a security spot, and then after that, we were in the locker room, and like they had like the monitors going with the pay-per-view. And I was just standing up against the wall, and there's an empty chair, and Road Dogg was sitting right there. And he was like, "Hey, why don't you just sit right here?" So I got to sit like the whole pay per view in the locker room next to Road Dogg and watch like that pay per view. And like if
That's
we were
awesome.
needed, like they grabbed us, but just still like no one cared. It was just a super cool experience. I was like, who could say like they got to
Yeah,
watch the pay per view with their all time favorite, and like he's the one that said like, "Hey, why don't you take a seat?"
yeah, that is epic. Like, definitely one of those stories that not everybody gets to say something like that. That they got to experience that because
Oh,
yeah,
I
that's
remember texting Doc. I was texting my fiance. I texted her right away. I was like, guess who I'm sitting by? And she's like, was like, oh, that's super cool. But I think those are the things like, cause like a lot of the guys will do the grind, they do the extra work, and those are long days and all that. Like, it's cool. Trust me, it's a cool experience, but like, it is very long, tedious
that's
days, and like, you miss out on a lot. And it does like after doing it a while, and like you're just sitting backstage nonstop, it gets demoralizing a little because you're like, oh, you're like, it's like you are now in the candy store, but you still can't taste the candy. Like you're not looking through the glass. You're there now,
yeah.
but
You're
you
so
still can't have
close. You just want to reach out and
exactly. But then you like think of those moments where you get to sit down and like not many people get to have that experience, and you just did that, and like you were paid to do that.
yeah,
So that's like cool stuff. And like the last time I did extra work, William Regal sat down with us for like an hour and a half talking to us about just the small little things and the details and just giving us pretty much free knowledge. It was super awesome.
wow, yeah. To sit under the I know there's somebody else with the air quotes learning tree, but to literally sit under the learning tree of William Regal, that is wow. That's
Yeah,
about all I can say on that.
it was he was talking to us about old English wrestling. A guy definitely looked that up, but it was just the way he like was talking about the small little things and like how like it can help be born but protective, but make it like look how we could keep it from not looking like a stage act. It's just like it was great.
Oh yeah, I can only imagine. Wow, that is something. I know, much like you sitting next to Road Dogg, like if I ever even got to meet Stone Cold, like one, I don't know if I'd be able to get a damn word out because like you somebody that you've built up in your head for like so long, and then it's like you get that moment where it's like they're actually right in front of you. You almost don't know what to say.
That was like when I first got in, I went to a show and they had Billy Gunn on the show, and I was like
Oh,
super new. And being a new age outlaw guy, I was like, oh, it
oh
was
yeah,
very awkward to introduce myself to him because I was like, what do you say? And like, it was just a very weird experience. I was super new and just like not knowing what to do, but
yeah.
yeah,
Wow.
I've been there.
Yeah, no, I don't get starstruck too easily, but much like a situation like that with him, though, yep, starstruck would be putting it lightly.
I don't know if it was like starstruck, but like for me, it's like you got like for us, it's like yeah, it's kind of like starstruck in a way because it's like guys you looked up to, but then like you gotta remember we're sharing the locker room, so like now it's not like
Yeah,
hey, even though these are guys you've looked up to and guys who have done really cool, like you're sharing the locker room, so we gotta stay professional. You can't be like a
true.
fan.
Oh yeah, no, very much so. It can be hard at times, I can imagine, but keeping it professional definitely a good thing. Now, much like New Age Outlaws, and talked about Degeneration X and the teams that have sprouted out of them. You're one half of Country Air. Now,
Yes, sir.
I love hearing about how tag teams came about. Like, much like you hear about one of my personal favorites, the Legion of Doom, the Road Warriors. Love those guys. I love hearing the stories about how they, came about as a tag team. Or another favorite, the Dudley Boys, because I'm like a big tag team guy. But the
Oh yeah.
Dudley Boys, hearing the stories about how they like got put together, I love that stuff. How did it come about for you guys?
Yeah, so for us, it was like I came to camp and like I debuted pretty quickly. Like I started October of 2018, I debuted December 8th of 2018. So it was like a month and a half of training. So then Doc Simmons, he's my tag partner.
Oop,
There we go.
there
I
we go. Technical difficulties, but hey,
There we go.
we're
Yep,
here.
Doc Simmons, my brother, the Gahoot, he was at camp. He started training in May of 2018. And like while we were training, we had some guy like I was new, so like anything that went wrong got blamed on me. I was the new guy, which is
Yeah.
fair. Like the new guys mess up. So like Doc started notice Doc got in the ring and started doing stuff with me to show like our coaches like, hey, like he knows what he's doing. And they saw that we had some chemistry. So later down the line, I was supposed to have a match in January. It got canceled because the guy I was wrestling quit. So then like February, Doc was going for a singles title, but they wanted to set him up and like they wanted to do a tag match. They put me as his tag partner and he wrestled a guy named Demented Chucky Bates. He was the current Heritage champion at the time. And then he's Baxter Belafonte now, but at the time he was called Manservant Baxter.
Mm.
And they were a tag team. So we had a match against them and Doc when we were training the Beer City Bruiser was there, and he told us like, "Hey, even though you guys are like, because we were working, we were doing some camp matches, but we were working as singles guys." And he like said, "Hey, even though you guys just got put together, like, don't act like you guys don't know each other." So we started really like figuring out ways to work as a tag team, and started to connect. So then we had a good reaction with the crowd, everything, but then nothing happened for a while.
Mm.
But then we were wrestling at ICW, my current home promotion, Insane Championship Wrestling in Milwaukee. The promoter is Dysfunction. And at the time, Dis had me booked against Doc Simmons to wrestle. And we did the Green Kid promos in the car, talking crap. And then we come and it got switched, and we were in a tag match where we were partners, and we won. We had a good reaction with the crowd. And then back in the day, for ICW. Now he has match graphics, but like we used to use the Facebook event page, and you would click on the event, click on the details, and if your name was on the card, that's how you knew if you were booked or not, because it was always on a Sunday. So like you knew you were free,
Yeah.
especially if you were new. So then like you would just check to see if your name was on that card. And one day we looked and it said luxurious ones, which was Maverick Bone, Ethan Matthews, and Manservant Baxter, who is now Baxter Belafonte. They were a trios, and we had a feud with them. And it said Luxurious Ones versus Country Air. And called Doc, and I was like, "Who the fuck is Country Air?" And then we messaged Dysfunction, and he's like, "That's you guys." And we're like, and I was like, "What a dumb name." And Doc was like, "Yo, let's give it a chance." Doc's like, "Let's come out to Country Grammar." And I was like, "I don't know, man. Like, I think we should have a whole different name." I was like against it at first, not gonna lie. And like I always tell
Yeah.
everyone it. But we did it, had a good reaction, and what made it stick was we went out to Logan Square Auditorium for a freelance show, did the setup, and we got recognized by some people, and they're like, "Yo, aren't you guys Country Air?" And we're like, "Yeah," and they're like, "Yeah, we love your entrance song. Like, you guys are dope." And Doc looked at me and smiled and said, "It's over." So like, yeah, like it stuck, and like I love it now. Don't get me wrong, I'm happy we have it, but at the time when we first heard it. It was like I was so against everyone looking at me as a country guy, so maybe it was that part because they wanted to make me a hillbilly, and I was like, I'm not really country like that. But no, I love it now. It's good, and like I will give one more guy a shout because Dysfunction he put us together, and like we were at ICW, but at the time that was the only place we were tagging at. Everywhere else we were doing singles. And I went down during COVID, down to freelance, and Isaiah Vasquez. He's the trainer there. He recently just retired from wrestling. But he was there, and like he let me come in. We were training, and he asked me where Doc was, and I was like, "Well, I'm like, he's probably at home. Why?" He's like, "Well, aren't you guys like a full time tag team?" And I said, "No, like we just tag at ICW." And he said, "Why? You guys have matching gear. You guys work well together. You guys just like, oh, you gel well together." And it's not a lot of good full time tag teams on the Indies at the time, well, at least in the Midwest area. So we were like, I called Doc and I was like, "Hey, like this was the advice. What do you think?" And Doc's like, "Yeah, I'm down if you're down." And like from there, like we were like, "All right," we switched up the game plan. It kind of like was a relationship in a way. We kind of made that commitment, like, because now you got to figure out bookings, but you got to figure out on your calendar, not just for yourself, for him. And now you're negotiating for two. And we like really got serious about it and like started coming out the merch, which again leads back to the Simpsons because we copy a lot of that. But yeah, Country Air was born that way.
That's awesome. And funny enough, I've had some fellow Simpsons fans on, and one of the first times somebody actually brought it up that when they first heard the name of the show, that they're like thinking it was a nod to Moe's Tavern, and I'm like, I'm a Simpsons fan, so like I get the reference, but it's not really a
Like,
reference.
I'm just Big Mo.
Like it
Mm.
fits, so like I'm not complaining, but it's literally a nod to my Navy nickname. So, but
Yeah,
it fits. It fits, so I don't complain about it.
no, I get that. It just works.
Yeah, it unintentionally just worked. But yes, no, huge. Like I love the freaking Bart prank calling Mo, and
I
yeah.
got the phone. They have the Bart prank calling Moe's Tavern phone. I have that.
Oh,
I have like one at my house, and then I have one at work.
mm,
It's like someone bought me one, which I super appreciated, and like, yeah, I
no.
got it. Yeah, but I have it at work, and like I know people at work will use it to like when they're bored, they'll walk to my desk and like mess with it.
That is. But one thing that I definitely was noticing with you and Doc is guys have been kind of belt collectors, really. You guys have been like everywhere that you guys ended up teaming up, it seems like you ended up winding up with the gold there at some point, and a lot of times having some pretty decent runs.
Yeah, we've been blessed to have some good opportunities. Like October 24th, like 5 years ago. What was that? Like 2021. I just shared it, so I'm not like just like a memory buff. It just popped up on my memories. It was the first time Doc and I won tag titles. It was at ICW against the Luxurious Ones, and we actually were managed by Jimmy Hart. It was our first tag championship wins ever, and we got managed by Jimmy Hart.
Nice.
So that was like super cool. I think since then, like, yeah, we've had like 15, 16 tag title runs. Man, we just got lucky, like, we tell everyone it's the same method: show up, work hard, do the right things. Like, and when you get the opportunity, show out. It's like a
Well,
mama's old school recipe. Like,
yeah.
01 USA, they at the time we were getting booked like by like we weren't didn't have dates. We were just showing up, and like we ended up wrestling the premiere, and we met them out in Nebraska. We worked those guys, and at the time like they were unsure about us, we were unsure about them, But just tag team wrestling, when you wrestle another natural tag team, it's just that chemistry that it's unmatched. Had a great match, and like they're like, "Yo, check out 0-1." They were like tag team champions here for 2 years. We ran a program with them. We won the tag belts, and after we won the tag belts, Dave, the promoter, walked up to. He's like, "Oh, I guess I should probably get you guys some dates." Because like, we were not booked at all, but it just we got naturally over with the crowd, and 0-1 like heard that, and like those are like the cool promotions that like they had no plans for us. We were kind of just guys showing up, but like we got over, and they started like pushing us and believing in us, and like gave us that run, and like got us dates, and they gave us good matches. Like we've got to work Bangin' Matthews a lot. We got opportunities to go to like hopefully we'll be back next year. St. Louis Anarchy.
Mm.
We met Gary J. He heard about us, and like we got to help out. He told us like we helped out with the setup, earned the opportunity to be on the pre-show a couple of times, and then like we killed it. We are on the main card before Doc's injury, but yeah, there's like we've like been lucky, but we've haven't won. We've won a lot of championships, but heavily in just Wisconsin and Illinois. We've never won
Mm.
anything outside of those two states yet.
Oh wow! And like you mentioned Nebraska. You remember the town you guys were in?
I don't remember the town. It was at a hockey arena. We've been in Nebraska a couple of times. We were actually supposed to come out to, I believe it was Omaha, Nebraska for Magnum Pro.
Oh
Magnum.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. We were booked against in Crucibles for the tag
Mm.
belts in November of 2023, but Doc tore his ACL literally like a month beforehand.
Oh geez, yeah. Nope, I'm very familiar with those guys. Yeah.
And then, if I'm not mistaken, maybe below zeros ran in Nebraska. I know they're in North Dakota a lot, but I don't know if they've done it in
Oh,
Nebraska.
below zero. Yeah, I believe mostly North Dakota and into Minnesota, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, I know we wrestled in Nebraska a couple of times. I just can't remember area, but definitely like Zello Pro at the time. Zello Pro was like trying to like do different towns, and they were hitting up different
Yeah.
areas, and like we were fortunate enough. Like we showed up. We earned an opportunity to be on the show. The tag team that was going to wrestle Bang and Matthews at the time ended up getting COVID, so like
Mm.
they couldn't come to the show, and we were just lucky enough to be a tag team on the show, and we got thrown in, and we had a great match with Bang and Matthews. They were a young tag team at the time. We us four stole the show. Where the promoter messaged us the next day, and we got a rematch at Zello. And then like we were booked with them like down in Illinois. We went to Nebraska with them. We were booked in Texas with them. So like yeah, we got to do a couple of cool different states with Zello.
Awesome. Yeah, no, I've heard them come through Nebraska every so often, but it's usually on the other end of the state from me. So I don't end up
Yeah.
getting out there because yeah, that people joke about driving through Nebraska and it just being flat and boring, and it's like once you get past like Lincoln, yeah, yeah, it's a lot of that. I'm not even gonna lie, but you get Omaha to Lincoln, it's not so bad. There's actually stuff
I
around.
feel like I'm not 100% sure. I could be wrong because I'm not great with maps, but we might have driven through Nebraska when we had to get to Montana. And there was a point where there was one state where we thought there was nothing in it, but then we saw a little bit of life in a spot.
Yeah, it reminds me of the scene from Dumb and Dumber where they're thinking they're going to Colorado, but they make a wrong turn and end up driving through Nebraska. And he's like, dude, I thought the Rocky Mountains would be a little rockier than this. Yeah, that John Denver's full of shit, man.
Oh
That's
yeah,
that's pretty much driving through Nebraska.
yeah. I mean, I'm like, it might be Nebraska. I have to look, but like, I'm pretty. There was definitely a state where we were like, "There's nothing in the state for like hours."
Yeah, you get out to western Nebraska, it's a lot of that. Not even gonna lie. But Insane Championship Wrestling, I've been lucky enough to have a few people that have come through there on. You mentioned Demented Chucky Bates. That was had him on a while back. I've trying to remember who else I know. I've seen on the title histories Eric Dillinger. I've had him. That was
Yeah,
fun.
like for ICW, like I would say, guys, there's like Yanni GQ Llanos, there's Eric Dillinger, Orin Veidt, Dr. Redactive, Tommy
Doctor.
Trainwreck. Those are a lot of the death match guys. More of like the guys who do the regular wrestling would be like CJ Cole, myself, Chucky Bates, Armando Alvarez. Kevon Lee's a newer guy coming up and been like he's building a name for himself.
Yep, I've had him.
Um, yeah, Kevon's like a good guy. But yeah, like I would say, like for me, I always put over ICW. Like I'll like it's not just because like my fiance, it's like my brother, like this is my brother-in-law now, but
Yeah,
it's more just because this is like he's a guy who's going to help young talent. Like it's definitely like a spot where all of us young talent have grown and like found who we are, and that's what
yeah.
makes ICW special. Is like you got young guys fighting to like, and they know like when you earn that championship, people will be like, "Oh, it's proud." So at ICW, it's like because you've done something to earn that. Like you know, this ain't just putting it on you to put it on you.
Oh yeah, no, and that's awesome when you have that feeling that you've really earned it. And you mentioned Oren Veidt, and I know this match, I believe it already happened. Like what, the 17th was it that you had a match against him? And
Yes, sir.
I'm fairly familiar with him, from more of the hardcore and deathmatch style stuff because a few of my friends have been around him and had some matches with him, and I gravitate towards a lot of the intense individuals, and he can definitely be one of those.
Oh yeah, that's definitely the style I like more intense. Have had a few matches with Oren. I've done a triple threat him myself and Yanni GQ Llanos. And then I wrestled Oren right before the Insane Eight, and yeah, this October we just had our, I guess our second one on one. I was dressed up as Macho Man Hendrix, so
I love it.
yeah, it was a good time. The only thing, like, yeah, I was the champ at the time, but yeah, Oren did end up winning the world title from me that show, so we'll have to have the rubber
That's
match at some point.
Oh no, yeah, no, that's gotta happen for sure. Now, I did notice another match that for some friends of mine actually, I I like to shout out these guys because they're actually bringing Warrior Wrestling back. At the time that you did a Brawl at the Beer Hall,
Yeah, Pro Wrestling Ventures.
Pro Wrestling Ventures, and now they're bringing back Warrior Wrestling. I'm trying to line it up to get the promoter on for a preview episode for this Resurrection show they got coming up. But what was your experience like with the Pro Wrestling Ventures? Because I mean, for me, I've they gave me my first shot at being a part of one of their pre-show fan fests, and getting to, well, up top, one of my hobbies, I collect autographed wrestling figures, and I got like, I'm wanting to say, and I got at least two or three signed from that fan fest, like Lance Archer. Got to meet and talk a little bit with Jeff Cobb, JC Mateo now. And I even got to do a short recording at that fan fest with, he goes back by Bronson Reed now. So, like,
Oh, nice.
I got nothing but great things to say about that crew. What was your experience like with the Brawl at the Beer Hall? Because I heard those shows were kind of fun.
Oh yeah, before the brawl at the beer hall, I actually did do a pre-show for Warrior Wrestling, and it was like same method: show up, help out, and the promoter, I overheard him saying he needed a sixth guy for a six-man pre-show match, and I just mentioned that I was a guy with gear, and he put me on, let me get an opportunity, so that was really cool. And then fast forward, yeah, like I saw that they're coming out to Milwaukee. I reached out to him via email. He told me he'd get back to me about a month later. He was like, "Yeah, are you free still?" And I told him, "Yeah." Got on. Got to wrestle Trevor Outlaw, who's a good friend of mine. The current he's one half of the Black Label Pro Tag Team Champions. Him and Hayden Buckland. I've wrestled both of them actually now, singly, not tag team yet. But yeah, it was cool. The promoter, Steve, was really real cool. Treated me very well. He did. It was very nice to hear that he said that Country Air's been on the list, and they're like he was aware of who we were. So like just wants to like so it was like really cool. Their crowd was super hot. There was like over 1,000 people, and like it's really nice when the crowd's into the match. Yeah,
Yeah.
me and Trevor had a really good match. He got the win. Unfortunately, I didn't get to represent at Milwaukee, but it was cool. The crowd was super receptive. I was known as a Wisconsin guy, which we were in Milwaukee, so it's cool to be like the hometown guy.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, definitely helps out with the signature look. Like I rock my cow shorts a lot more because I was wearing them at the show, and someone's like, "Oh, look at the Wisconsin dude, cow shorts," and they're like super big pop. So I was like, "Oh, it's kind of a cool. All right, I'm gonna rock these shorts now more and represent my
Yeah.
state."
That is
But yeah,
awesome.
no, nothing but hope the best for them. Of course, selfishly, like hoping like we'll get our call and like Doc and I will get on there because I mean they have great tag teams. Latinos Most Wanted are super hot right now. They're wrestling best. I think I think they're called besties or best friends or like I probably besties to the end or something.
Okay. I'm trying to remember because I know
They
I've
just
seen
popped the
the.
match graphic up, but I just saw they had announced that tag match. Bang and Matthews, like
Mm.
they're consistently there,
Oh
and like
yeah.
like everyone knows, Warriors has a good relationship with the Rascals too. So, and there's three of them floating around, four soon.
Well, yeah, actually, well, yeah, because I think he has a non-compete for a little bit.
Yeah,
But
like 30 days.
yeah, there's like three that are like readily available, and the fourth one not far behind.
I mean, by December we'll be clear.
True, very much true. Now, yeah, no, I got nothing but great things to say about them. Like, I just remember thinking back on like I'm inching closer to like 400 episodes now, and just looking back, never thinking in a million years when I started that I would get anywhere close to this. But looking back on some of the people I've had on that literally came from the friendship I built with them has just been there we go. Um, Forever grateful. And then I wanted to mention this earlier when you were talking about Ring of Honor. I've been lucky enough to have some great representation from Ring of Honor because I myself big fan of Ring of Honor. I've even had a former Ring of Honor owner Kerry Silken on.
Oh, that's dope.
That was nuts
Hmm.
because it was right around the time that Tony Khan bought it. So that was different. And then former Ring of Honor 6-man tag champ Dutch.
Oh, dope.
Yeah, I like huge fan of him and Vincent. Love the both of them. I'm hoping to
Yeah,
get.
I got to do Vincent's balloons one time. Back when Ring of Honor, before they were Tony Khan, when they were, it was in Chicago, and like yeah, I got to push the balloons out from the ring, so that was super cool. I mean, like that was like I mean, I love Ring of Honor. I'm glad Ring of Honor's around now, but like the old school Ring of Honor, I
Yeah,
was glad I got to be there for a little bit around the end of it. And I've got to do some. I got to meet some cool people there, like Dalton Castle, is super cool. I got to be one of the boys one time.
nice.
I've done like a little loop where I was with them Michigan, Friday Michigan, Saturday Chicago, Sunday Milwaukee, where I just drove like because one of my trainers was there, so like just slept in the car, helped out where I could, and just like so that was really cool just to be a part of that. I met Cobb at Ring of Honor. him and like guys like Tomatonga and all that.
Oh yeah.
So that was super cool. So yeah, like in the old school, like yeah, like but those the rails, those old Ring of Honor metal things that went on, those used to cut the shit out of us.
Oh, I can only imagine. Yeah, those were something else. Now, I got two categories here. One's a bit of a name game where I name off some people. You give me some quick thoughts on them, and I try to theme it towards the guest as much as possible. And with you having the mix of titles with both singles competition and tag team, I figured each of these guys have done both. They've had the titles in both. So I don't think I'm going to have to worry about these. So I give you the name, first thoughts that pop into your head. First one, I think when people don't necessarily think too much of the, you know, early tag team stuff, but they definitely think of all the stuff with the singles action. HBK Shawn Michaels.
Oh, Shawn Michaels is like one of my favorites of all time. I got gear made after him when I was the Outlaw. I have like some Shawn Michaels inspired gear, but I mean, Shawn Michaels is great. Definitely a guy who I watched, like especially when I first got with my fiance. We were watching old '80s, '90s wrestling. I was a big fan of the Click, all the members there. Sean's definitely a guy who, if you ever watch me in a Royal Rumble, I call it the Shawn Michaels method because a new entrant comes in. Shawn Michaels always fed to the center to let that guy like show off what he can do. And I'm like when I like at ICW, I started taking that role because like Rumbles like peel back the curtain a little are just like very hard because it's a like especially if you do an actual Rumble where it's like a minute and a half to two, and you have all these guys. You have to have some people who general in like. But at the same time, like some of these guys are new, they're nervous, they don't know stuff. So like I'll go in the middle of the ring and like let those guys like show off what they can do and just listen. So that's a Shawn Michaels method. Also, I was lucky enough to meet Shawn Michaels once. Uh,
Nice.
I did extra work out in Minnesota for NXT Battleground. I
Mm,
was I was one of the people by the ring for the underground fight, and
okay.
Shawn Michaels walked around, shook all of our hands, and introduced himself. So that was really cool. But yeah, Shawn Michaels is probably like definitely one of the best of all time, one of the greatest of all time.
Oh,
And
for
one day,
sure.
if it's like to work for him.
No, I mean, that would be awesome, wouldn't it? Now, I didn't get to meet HBK yet, maybe someday, but I have got to meet this next guy, Adam Copeland, aka Edge.
Dude, the biggest oh shit moment I'll ever remember just being with the friends. We got done with ICW, the Insane Rumble, and then we went to one half of the Caribbean Arrogance. His name's Jay Manny. We went to his house and we all watched the Rumble. And I remember Brock Lesnar just eliminating everyone, and my buddy being really pissed off about it. We were all laughing. But then, man, when Edge's music hit, everyone in that house jumped out of their seat and yelled,
Uh,
no fucking way!" And like, yeah, dude, Edge is just I was one of the people like I heard he's gone from AEW. Like I'm pretty sure I don't know if that's true or not. I don't. Whatever happens, happens. But I'm
yeah,
one of those
whatever
that
happens.
the I'm hoping to still see the Young Bucks get their match with Edge and Christian because they got the Hardys, they got the Dudleys, and they've always said they want Edge and Christian. So I hope
Oh,
they
yeah.
can get it. But Edge, man, like I remember as a kid, he was a mid Carter, and then like just the way he like moved right up to the world title scene, and like he owned it, and like it was a little weird at first to adjust, but now it's like hard to see him anywhere else.
Oh, yeah. I got lucky enough to meet him one time when the World of Wheels would have their auto shows, like where different cities all over. Well, up until the last couple of years, at least here in Omaha, at least one day of the weekend, they'd bring in a wrestler out. One point. Well, one year it was Edge. and I got to meet him there. I had a shirt for the minor league hockey team in town, and we got to talking about that. And I got him to sign the DVD cover of the Elimination Chamber where it looks like he's biting the cage. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I'll never forget that cash in too. Like, because as a kid, like my parents didn't get me the pay per view, so I was one of those that the compute. We had one computer.
yeah,
If no one was on the phone, you can go on the internet.
yep, yep,
And yep. And then I remember refreshing WWE.com to see the results all the time. I wanted to
yeah,
know the results. I either would like we had this TV where if you watched the pay per view channel, you could see it through the static a little.
yep, yep.
Yeah, or like yeah, but once we had the computer, I would refresh that page. I remember refreshing the superstar page and the championship icon updated from John Cena to Edge, and I was like, he wasn't even in the match. How's that possible? And then like found out the catch in happened.
That yeah, I definitely remember that moment. Yeah, he had some great moments there, and well, a moment I will bring up in my next category actually involving him relatively recently. But another guy that we'll move on to the next one. You could really fit in either brother here, but I know they're both doing their thing in TNA right now. They held the NXT tag title, so they've good lord, what tag titles haven't they won? But we're going with this brother in particular, Jeff Hardy.
Dude, Jeff Hardy, yeah, dude, the Hardy Boys, one of my favorite tag teams. Jeff Hardy was obviously my favorite, like a lot of other people. He was just crazy. The Swanton, now it's like compared to what people are doing nowadays, it's so simple, but back then it was so cool.
Yeah,
Um, I mean, I'll always be jealous of my boys, the new guys. I don't know if you know them.
I'm fairly familiar with them.
Unfortunately, Jake Bosch had to call it quits. He had found out back injuries that like would have to make him retire.
Yeah.
But in the short run they got to wrestle the Hardy Boys, and they were flown out to Texas. So like those guys like that, like they talked about how cool the Hardys were. So those guys they got to do something a lot of us wish we got or want to do. The Hardys are still just killing it. Jeff Hardy, I mean, the guy, he doesn't seem like he ages. His body's definitely aging, but he himself is still as cool as ever.
Oh yeah, definitely agree with
I
you there.
remember his TNA run too with the belt. He had his custom belt. Those belts were
Uh,
dope.
that was different. That was
Oh yeah,
definitely different the way that
because
custom
he was
belt.
with I believe he was with Immortal. Like I remember he
Yeah,
came back because like he was WWE. He had a run there, and then like he's like disappeared, and he was really gone. And then he showed up. Like TNA had this random like steel cage match, I believe, and like there's a
yep,
bunch of
and he
brawling,
climbed
and
up to
he
the
just
top
climbs up
there.
and just sits there. And
Yeah,
then later he wins the belt, and he was a part of Immortal with like Hulk Hogan.
yeah, I do remember that time frame vividly. All right, now speaking of the history that Jeff and his brother made, they've also this guy part of a tag team that made history right along with them, recently calling it a career in ring wise. Bully, aka Bubba Ray.
Uh, Bubba Ray. I mean, yeah, like I was like when I liked the Dudleys, but I was Devon. My cousin was Bubba, but like I liked him Aces of Eights. Like when he became Bully Ray is when I really like Bubba Ray was always cool. They struggled when they pulled him apart when they did the draft. That was like it
Yeah.
was a little bit lost. Like I mean, it would. I listened to podcasts and like I guess Bubba Ray talked to Vince and they were going to do the Bully Ray thing at WWE, but it just never happened because of whatever. Like I think maybe it was like that Be a Star program. They want Bully with the Be a Star,
Oh,
or like whatever it may be. But it's always that. Oh man, that would have been so cool because Ace of the Eights were dope.
Oh
Him
yeah,
with Bill Hogan, the way he was, like, I mean, Bully Ray is definitely one of those who is like you would be like legit one of those guys that like I think going across the ring would be like, all right, a little more intimidated than most. Like
yeah.
he was definitely one of those you don't want to like you would not want to mess up the match with. Like,
Oh
but he
no,
I mean, I love the way he'll tell it how it is.
yeah.
I love people who tell it as they don't sugarcoat.
Oh yeah, no. Then there's a lot of people out there that's what, as much as they might not want they definitely need that.
Oh yeah, like me and Doc are always guys. When we talk to people, we are like, "Hey, tell us what we sucked at in our match." And like, "No, you guys are great." And it's like, "No, no, no, like we don't want to be fluffed. We want to be told what we're bad at."
Yeah, it's heck. You could, if you're not getting told, as it is, you could be, for the lack of a better way to put it, fucking it up, and you'd have no idea because everybody's telling you, "Oh, you did great."
Or I mean, or honestly, what happens is you get comfortable, and now you're settling, and
Yeah,
now the matches start becoming repetitive and like I mean like wrestling's always evolving, so like I always try to think of like how I can evolve, how Doc can evolve, how we can evolve as a tag team, and like I try to like a lot of like the guys we've had a hand in helping out, like they do it really well. Like I'll give shout outs to the Apex athlete CJ Cole. He's a guy who Doc and I he came in and we first had to help in, and like the way he's blowing up now, he's going all over. He's booked in Minnesota a lot, Michigan, Indiana. Armando Alvarez, a guy who at the beginning a lot of people just thought he was a punk kid, but didn't realize like no, that's just his character. He's actually really good and like just hilarious, and like he definitely is one of those that think of all the small things, or like TAU, a tag team, Wah Ming, Josiah. Those guys, we right when they like debuted, we took them everywhere, and those guys grasp and they're killing it now, like in Minnesota. Yeti Henderson, if you ever see him, if you like a good comedy wrestler,
yeah,
Yeti's your guy. He's so smart with his character. And then there's like hold on, I got Story Denali. She just got signed with Ring of Honor. She was we helped out, but she's trained by Vic Capri, but we had a little bit, but she's killing it. And Keyshawn Cannon's a young guy who's coming up, just started, but definitely one to watch out for. But like a lot of those guys we've oh, and I apologize if Jack is listening to this. Jack Serious, definitely like probably I would say like in the next 2 to 3 years, Jack Sears is gonna be like a big name in the state of Wisconsin and the Midwest. Like he's been around for so long. Like he just started wrestling because he just graduated high school like a couple years ago.
yeah.
But he before that he would work the merch tables with his dad. They make T-shirts. He helped ICW. He makes the flyers for ICW. Like he's been in longer than any like a lot of us have, and like it just absorbs the knowledge too. Like he wasn't just doing the merch table and like watching the show. He was learning the game, learning like what he could do.
Yeah.
So by the time he came out, he was ready.
That's awesome. I love hearing about that. Now, I have some random questions, some wrestling related, some not. Some have nothing to do with anything we've talked about so far. But I give you the question, first answer that pops into your head.
All right.
First one, craziest in match moment for you.
No, craziest in match moment for me will always be Percy Drews. He's a good, I love him. But first time meeting him, we were out in Indiana. It was a five-way match. I had this fake belt. It was the outlaw belt, but at the time I was really like I was with my fiance. I was really like practicing being a heel. Merle Ramsey, he runs run a wrestling ring. He also does the Three Rings of Doom. He pretty much, if there's a big show in Chicago or in the Midwest, it's probably his ring they're using. Like, yeah, he's super cool. Yeah, let me do my thing. Let me like, I told him I was nervous about doing promos live, so I got to do live promos in front of the crowd. But after like I like we like it built me up as this big heel, did this match, and we all went out there, and Percy Drews told us he was going to do a certain dive, and he ended up switching the dive on us and went for like the taker dive over the top rope. but we're outside where outside the ring, there's no padding, there's concrete. He stutter stepped by it, and his feet catch the top rope.
Oh
So
shit.
he dived straight and his head hit straight first into the cement.
Oh jeez.
And you heard it smack.
Oh.
And like instantly I yell, "Holy fuck!" Because like he told us to be a little out. So as we turn around, we try to run and grab him, but he was too late. And yeah, it was scary. And like one of the guys who ran, like Percy like was knocked out cold where his body was stiff. So he like fell on the guy and the guy's knee bent and the dude tore his ACL. And prior to the match, someone jumped over the top rope during his entrance and blew out his knee. So within the first 30 seconds of the match, three of the five competitors got injured. And
Oh
like
jeez.
and like it was one of those awkward moments where we had to like get an ambulance so the match was just stopped. But yeah, that's probably like the scariest, craziest moment. And then like an hour later, Percy's in the locker room and he's fine. He's like, "Why does everyone keep checking on me?" And we're like, "Because you almost died out there. Like we thought you died."
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, no, that definitely fits, Wow. Uh I know I mentioned I witnessed a crazy moment involving Adam Copeland. It was literally the same day as a big blizzard here in Omaha. AEW was in town, and it was the infamous John Moxley Adam Copeland street fight with the nail board spot.
Oh yeah,
I was third row right by the entrance. That literally happened right in front of me.
that's scary.
Yeah. My clip that I posted on the YouTube channel of my view of when like they were trying to pull it out of his back literally got to like 12,000 views in like 24 hours.
Yeah, no, I remember watching that and it just looked sickly gross.
Yeah. Like I already have back issues, but like when I was sitting there and like I'm thinking, oh, that's gonna get moved out of the way. Like it always seems to, it's gonna get moved out of the way there, or he's gonna hit the wood part of it. But no, when his back hit the nails, I was like, like I jerked forward, like, oh god, ow.
So Moxley is definitely built different than most of us.
Oh, without a doubt, for sure. Now, well, and I've also witnessed moments involving glass and fire and barbed wire.
Oh
Like,
yeah, like have you ever been to the Insane Eight, man? Like you talked about Orin Vite, John Wayne Murdoch was one of the best Insane. Like that was such a fun match. They did a Canadian destroyer from the top rope to the outside of the ring onto a TV. Like someone donated a car, I guess, or someone's car got
yeah,
smashed because they smashed like they went off a deck onto a hood of a car. I forgot what the assault driver onto the windshield. I mean, it was a wild one.
yeah. John Wayne Murdoch, a personal favorite of mine. I've actually had him on the show twice, and he actually sent this to me.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, something I display it proudly with some of my autograph stuff I got up here. But yeah, definitely. Now, a couple of Simpsons related questions here. And a lot of Simpsons fans out there, they definitely have their own list of who they feel are their favorite characters. I want your top five because there's so many damn characters, but your top five.
For sure. Number one randomly is Poochie. I love Poochie.
Oh, Poochie, yeah.
I have a Poochie tattoo. That's the only one that doesn't really have a meaning. I just got it just because it's Poochie.
Yeah.
I don't know if Itchy and Scratchy count as one, but I like pretty much a lot of the Krusty crew. Love
Yeah,
Krusty
we'll
the
count it.
Clown.
We'll count them as one.
Yep, Itchy and Scratchy, I guess would be number two. I do have a tattoo of them. It's I got them wearing lucha hoods. So I
Nice.
have my tag partner Doc. I had him send me a couple of his favorite luchadors. So for Itchy, like we have El Phantasma, we have Aerostar and the Rey Mysterio details in the mask. And then for Scratchy, I picked Ultimo Dragon, Eddie Guerrero, and Pentagon. But I got those tattoos. I like Krusty the Clown, so universal. Like, I like the Treehouse of Horror with Not It, where he got to be Pennywise. Such a good
Yeah.
episode. Me and Doc are Lenny and Carl, so I got to pick Lenny and Carl as a duo. Uh, just the brotherhood, the bondship, and all that. You can't not love it.
Yeah.
And then I would say for number five, I mean, I'm not gonna pick any of the main characters. I love Homer and Bart, but if I'm gonna go like unique, I'm gonna go number five as Otto Man because I have some weird connection with Otto. Like, I remember just being at a random Steak and Shake and they had Simpson dog tags, and I bought one. And I got Otto, and I
Nice.
was at a store, and I started my collection of the toys. I had Bart and Homer, but then like I wasn't sure if I was gonna buy it. I went to the store and I found Otto there, so. Yeah, I got a connection with Otto.
I can dig it. I can dig it. And yeah, like for myself, I definitely, yes, I love Homer and Bart. I can't forget about those two. Uh, for
I
me,
mean Lisa too, man. Like I listened to a podcast at work. I listen it's called Bart of Darkness. There's a guy, he has a huge Simpsons collection, but like they go over stuff and like he'll have some of the cast on there. Like I do have a newfound respect for a lot more other characters like Yardley Smith who plays Lisa. Like I like Lisa now a lot more when you hear like the connection she has with the character and all that. Bart
oh
and all
yeah,
that. But yeah, like that's why I was like, I'm not gonna pick the main characters because like not to
yeah,
listen to that, you do have more of a connection with those characters.
oh yeah. Although I I got to start off with, well, in no particular order of which ones I think are best, but I can't help but love Ralph Wiggum.
Ralph's great. My Christmas, I got like my first birthday present. I got the I choose you birthday gift from my fiance. She got like a custom card.
Oh, that is awesome. But yeah, I just some of the off the wall stuff with that
So
character.
that I'm
Like,
in danger.
I'm in danger. My dad says I'm this close to sleeping in the yard.
Yeah, like how he's so optimistic, or even like the few like where they show the future episodes. Like, bye, Lisa. We miss you in the second grade. I'm bigger than teacher now.
Or oh god, what's another good one? Hello, Super Nintendo Chalmers.
Oh yeah, when I grow up, I want to be a Principal Skinner.
God. Or I can't help but the line from the movie where Homer dares
Oh,
Bart to skate to
I
Krusty
like
Burke.
boy.
I
I like
like men now.
yeah.
Oh God, just amazing. Oh
Oh, yeah, I got Ralph figure. Like they have the 2.5 inch. I have his figure, and I'm waiting for the 5 inch to get shipped.
nice. I gotta. The only member of the main family that I would put in there is well, not that like I said, Homer and Bart, obviously, but Grandpa.
Oh, Grandpa's great.
You gotta love Grandpa. Like Grandpa Simpson, just amazing.
So
Uh,
far, I'm 2 for 2 on them. I got Grandpa both 2 inch and 5 inch figure.
nice. Uh, Barney Gumble,
Yep, I got 2 inch and 5 inch of Barney Gumble.
nice. And then oh god, I'm trying. Apu.
They don't make Apu figures out for probably obvious reasons, but Apu is such a great character.
Although, like, this is as close to anything political or politically correct as I'll ever say on the show. But it always, to me, seems like the people that are getting really upset about stuff like Apu are not Indian or not like they're like people of other descents that for some reason think something like that is offensive. Which I mean, okay, I can see it.
I mean, I understand the stigma. as a kid, I always thought Apu was like kind of like a better character. Like they always highlighted him for me. He owned his own business. When he was when they did that show where the eligible bachelors, when he married Manjula, like
The one that
everyone,
all the ladies.
every woman wanted him in Springfield. Like he was a guy that people went to for advice. Like so, like I never viewed him as a negative. I get where the negative stereotype comes from, and I get it. Like, because I listened to like Hank Azaria's like interviewing like the
Yeah,
reason why they stopped was like it was promoting more harm than not. So I understand that to a point, but like. For me, for Apu, I never viewed him as a negative. I always like viewed him as like, oh, he was actually one of the. If you looked at Springfield adults, like he was in the smarter category, not the dumb category.
nope, definitely. And then I can't help but the name of the show, Drinking at Moe's. I can't help but have love for Mo Sislak.
All right, I got 4 of the 5. I got a Mo figure as well.
Like I love the scene where the show where he has to he gets plastic surgery and then he all of a sudden he looks
Oh
great,
yeah, he's super hot and all that, and
and,
then
and then the thing falls on his face and yeah.
he's like, when I become deformed, and like when I was a kid, I didn't get the joke, but as I got older, I understood. Like, oh, he's so ugly. The ugliest way he goes, but the ugliest way he is just going back to normal.
Yeah.
And then I've had a for my birthday. In Chicago one year they had a treehouse. I forgot the bar. I think it's called Replay. But anyway, they did a treehouse of horror themed
Nice.
bar. So like they had like everything, Kane Kodos and all that, and they had themed
Uh,
drinks. And I had a flaming Mo shot for my birthday.
nice. I can't. And okay, my next question: favorite, because there's so many great moments from the show. What is a favorite of yours, or what is a
Uh,
favorite episode?
I'm a Treehouse of Horror guy.
Any one
So
of those?
like for me, like I love Not It, like that one because I like It the show, I like It the movie, so like Not It. I would say for episodes though, I like regular ones. Itchy and Scratchy Land's really good.
That is a good one.
I heard an interview about it, and basically they were allowed to go more violent because there's a loophole in the Fox network thing where like Fox you can only do so much network, but since it was a cartoon portraying a cartoon, they can go more violent with it because there's a loophole. So those are like things where you hear all that where it's interesting. You watch it a little bit more. Um, I like some of
I
the
love.
future shows.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, I was say I like some of the future shows. Like they had one with like Lisa, where Nelson it was like showing Lisa and Nelson's love story. And I thought that was like really cool. Um, man, there's some. I was just watching some that like were making me laugh, but I mean, the Krusty University with Homer, like finding out he gets all the
Yeah.
Krusty deals. Pie Man's really good. Treehouse of Horror, like the Collector and all that. But yeah, like I mean,
Oh
any
yeah.
Treehouse of Horror is really top notch too.
Oh, yeah. Any one of the Treehouse of Horrors. I don't remember if this one was technically a Treehouse of Horror episode, but it's the one where Homer went crazy and he's like, there's all the writing on the walls, and Marge is
Yep,
like,
that was like one
no,
of the
no
first
TV,
ones.
no TV, no beer, and then Homer's like, or
Makes Homer go something, something, and Marge's
something,
like, go crazy. He's like,
go
don't mind
crazy.
if I
Don't mind if
do.
I do. Woo!
Yeah, that was like I think Treehouse of Horror too, but that bar they had a hallway and they had black lights and they had that written all over the walls. No beer, no
Ah, I love it.
food.
I love
Yeah,
it.
it was good. It was good.
That's a good one. Oh God, the Sherry Bobbins episode.
Oh, Sherry Bobbins and like she has like some relationship with Barney out of nowhere where they're drinking in the living room together.
She's flying off, and he's like, "Bye bye, Superman. You're gonna get me."
Yeah,
And then all of a sudden, she gets sucked into the airplane.
good old
Like
Sherry Bobbins.
I still a good portion of that last song that she sings with the kids, where it's like, "Buy me a beer, $2 a glass. Come
Yeah.
on, help me. I'm freezing my ass."
Yes.
Yeah, I got that like a good portion of that song memorized. Like I could. I'm not going to sing right now because I have not drank enough to. I don't have enough liquid encouragement to get me to sing right now, but I do have that part memorized. That and I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to remember some of the names of these episodes, but yeah, I've
The monorail's always a
Monorail's a
classic.
good one.
Yeah,
Or
monorail's always gonna be a classic.
the Burlesque House.
The burlesque house where Bart's working there. I love when Grandpa walks in, walks out, and he's like,
They
"Does your
just
dad know
walk.
you're here?"
Yeah. Or oh wait, well, the part at the beginning of that one where the lady comes up to the door and Homer answers the door in a grocery bag.
Yeah, I guess
He just says, "I have misplaced my pants."
or like when they call when the parents call and he's out. He's like, "You have to speak up. I'm wearing a towel."
Yep.
Oh, here's a good one. I forget. I got the mini series, the episode where they did all the stories inside of Simpsons, like
Uh,
where
oh
they
yeah.
showed every like one like daily life. That was a good one. Or one I just watched not too long ago was it was one where it's like Lisa's Day, Homer's Day, Bart's
Oh,
Day,
where
where they
Homer
tie.
gets his thumb cut off.
Yeah, I forgot what it's called. Like a something go or something with
Linguo,
air.
the robot and stuff.
Yeah, which that'd be a cool toy to come out with if they ever come out with one. Linguo would be dope.
That would be freaking amazing. All right. I could go on and on about Simpsons, but we'll go on to the next question I have here. With the name of a show like I have, I feel like I have to ask this. Favorite drink, alcoholic or otherwise, or hell, both?
Uh, my favorite drink. I'm not really much of an alcohol guy, but my favorite drink is Baja Blast. I love a
Okay.
cold Mountain Dew Baja Blast. I'm a big fountain drink guy. Like I like that's my little treat after a show. Stopping at a gas station, getting a big fountain drink. That's what I like. Yeah, but ice cold Baja Blast is definitely number one.
Okay. I can dig that. Definitely Baja Blast is a good one. I'm a as far as Mountain Dew goes, I'm definitely a fan of the Code Red.
Cold Red's a good one. Yeah.
Code Red's a good.
Quick Trip messed up. We have like Quick Trip is like Wisconsin's gas station, and they used to have Mountain Dew Voltage, and that was like my go-to at Quick Trip all the time on the fountain. And they switched it for Pepsi Zero, and I was very, very
Oh,
disappointed.
those bastards.
And
But
Zero, bro, dude, come on.
I'm more of a I am more of a Dr. Pepper guy myself, but Mountain Dew, Code Red, probably a solid second for me.
That's a good one.
Oh yeah. Now, last but not least here, best advice you have for anybody wanting to get into wrestling.
Yeah. Just remember it's a slow burn. Some people will. I mean, some people are gonna have success quicker than others, but I think you get in what you put out. Stay respectful. You don't know who people are. Make sure you always say hi to everyone when you show up to a show. Be willing to help out, even though like you think, oh, like I don't want to do like be a floor camera guy for the day or run gear back or whatever. Like, at the end of the day, it's helping out the show and it's gonna make a presence and it's gonna make someone remember you. When you get those opportunities, um, I mean, make sure you do what you know is going to look good. There's those big shows people want to be on. We talked about Warrior or shows in that nature, like where don't go on that show and try something new because you only have one shot to make a first impression. So like, make that impression. Find ways to go to camp, continue growing, continue evolving. Don't get complacent. If you're wanting to make it, like I haven't made it, I'm not like hopefully one day, but I mean I am happy to say like I like in my time, me and Doc have got to wrestle in like 16 different states. We have relationships where we could probably go back to majority of the promotions. Um, it's just one of those where it's like make sure you always network, treat people good, and yeah, just be willing to work hard and like it is a sacrifice too. Like be willing to if you're trying to like actually be serious about this, like no weekends, you're gonna miss out on birthdays, you'll miss out on holidays, you'll miss out on weddings, you're gonna miss out on stuff, but that's a part of the sacrifice. And like
Yeah.
if you're in relationships too, this one like find someone who supports it, but like also make time to show that person like when you're home and all that, they're special too. Like for me, my fiance, like super happy. She's been in the business, so she gets it. She's like next year will be 20 years for her, Val Malone. However, like when Doc and I like before his injury, we were out like Monday. We'd be gone Friday, come back late Sunday. Sometimes we have to leave Thursday nights. So there's a lot of like days we were gone and like but like made sure like we did date night still, made sure like that she supports it, so she's super helpful with that. But like it's a lot. It's definitely a
It,
lot, but it's definitely one of those like it's rewarding if you get to do it and like make sure you like look at the positives. Like you can't look
it,
at the negatives. You can't be like say example you get the opportunity you're at AEW, you can't get mad because and it does suck, but you can't get mad because other people are getting that opportunity to do a dark match and you're not, your card didn't get pulled yet. Be happy that you were there or like stuff in that nature because it does like it's a lot, but I mean at the end of the day you'll get in what you put out and
oh,
hopefully when you're done with it all you have a lot of positive experience, make a lot of good friends and have no regrets.
oh, yeah. Definitely great advice. Now, before we go, where can people find you social media wise so if they don't already have their eyes on you, they could go ahead and get them there?
Yes, sir. For myself, it's all my social media Z Hendrix brand on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I'll shout out Doc. He's my tag partner. It's Doc Simmons 17 on all the social medias, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We have a page, Country Air Official on Facebook and Instagram, Country Air Brand on Twitter because we can't spell official because it's too long. And then we also have a YouTube channel where we try to like once we get the match, post a promo before the match and then the match and like so like if you want to check out the channel, you can see like well hopefully like our most up to date matches.
Definitely, definitely get all of that in the description. I want to thank you for taking the time to talk to me tonight. Been an absolute pleasure, and you're welcome back anytime.
Awesome, yeah. Thank you for having me, and love to come back. Love to do as a tag team or whatever.
Definitely, definitely. We'll make it happen. Now,
Hell yeah.
I can get this fucking button on the first fucking